I always find everything at the Dollar Tree. I found these technically pictures or cards, and I'm going to use them as postcards to send out for Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day. Now my ink did bleed through some of them, but I know that for next time to be careful of what pen I use. But otherwise, let me show you. Okay, so I bought 3 packs of these at the Dollar Tree. Technically, they market them as pictures that you could put up like on the wall. It's like a collage. But when I saw them, I thought that I could use them as postcards or cards to send out. And you get 30 of them for $1.25. Look at these decorations, all different kind of things. So some of these are not really Valentine's, but that's okay. You can save them for just cards to send out in general, but a lot of them can be used for Valentine's Day. So I wanted to just look through all of them, and we will separate them out from the 3 packs that I got. So before sending out my Valentine's Day postcards, I created a list of who I want to send them out to. And typically they are family and friends, but in general, what I do is I go through my text messages and I go through my Instagram DMs and any friends or family that I've been in contact with for the past year or so. They're the ones that get included. Now, there are friends and family that obviously that I will still send them to, but that's something to always think about. You know, you can always reach out to other people, and it's nice to always do that, but who intentionally reaches out to you? Do they only reach out to you when they need something, or do they check in general? So once I went through all of the different cards, I wanted to separate them between what I can use as a Valentine type of theme and what I could not. So like the crystals, the hearts, the happy face things, of course, those are going to be Valentine's Day. And the other ones I'm just going to put in a pile to use for another time. And then you open up the different packs and you continue with that same process. From my list that I created of who I'm sending Valentine's Day cards to, I know that I'm going to need at least 16 different Valentine themed cards. So hopefully there are at least 16 in this bunch. And then next, you want to take all the different cards that you put aside to use for Valentine's Day and then bunch them together into the same type of card so that you can use that as a reference when you're picking who you're sending the card to the actual card. Gives you options, makes it easier to see, and just organizes everything. So when I decided who gets what card, you just look at your options and you say, is this something that reminds me of this person, yes or no? And then you just move forward from there. And I had to look up what the format for a postcard was, but you just Google it and it's super easy. And as long as it has this particular format, you can make anything a postcard, really. So a postcard is basically something that separates on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. The left-hand side on the top left corner is going to have your name and address. I'm going to add in my address later, so it's not filmed here. And then underneath that is where you put your message. The message can be general, happy Valentine's Day, happy Galentine's Day. I love adding like an xoxo. You can add in little personalized messages. Some of them I did, some of them I didn't. And then on the right-hand side is where you put the person's name and their address. I'm not going to put their address here for safety measures. And then at the top right corner is the stamp. So we're going to go through these and write out my individualized Valentine's postcards, pick them according to the person, or sometimes I'm sending them to two people, their personality, and it's just kind of relaxing. ASMR Valentine's Day cards. One little tip here is that I used a ruler to make the line down the middle to create it that postcard-like feeling, so it looks more like an actual postcard. And then to separate it at the top, I put a little tiny heart just to make it artsy. One thing that I learned after completing all the cards is that although there's the red Sharpie that is super cute and festive, it did end up bleeding through the cards because they're kind of flimsy. I mean, obviously they're from the Dollar Tree. They're not the highest of quality, but keep that in mind. Try to use like a red pen or something not as Sharpie and thick. All right, so since I realized that the Sharpie bled through, I did find a red marker type pen that I decided to write my address and the addresses of the recipient or recipients in instead. And I think it also looked nicer because it broke up the actual names and message with the address not being as emphasized. And technically, I wanted these to be cards, and I had bought envelopes, but they didn't fit. So I'm going to have to just save those envelopes. That's what I was actually thinking from the get-go, but postcards were cute too. And I had these stamps, these kitty and puppy stamps from last year, and I had enough to use for this year. And basically, I would go through and I say, is this person a cat person, a dog person? Do they have a cat or dog, or which one fits them more, right? And so you pick and personalize it. And here's the final look. Cards that I wrote out. All right, so now I'm going to put them in the mailbox and off they go, sending out some love, some XOXO, and we'll see you next time.